my garage today because I wanted to show you how I purged and cleaned it up as part of my spring cleaning. But unfortunately, I accidentally erased all of my before and process footage, which is a real bummer. And normally I just wouldn't share at all, but since I had already told you guys last week that I was going to share and several of you said you were looking forward to it, I thought, well, I'll just give them the after tour and then I'll just kind of walk you through my process. So I'm just going to take you around the garage and show you how I organize it. The organization really hasn't changed since the last time I showed on camera, which I think it was several years ago. The organization still works. We have Alpha Garage in here. It works great. I think it's actually called Alpha Utility is the name. But I love it. I love the setup. I love the rolling heavy-duty storage carts. Those are from Frontgate. Bought those when we moved in. They are amazing. They've held up great. I love the shelf liners because you can clean them. So yes, the organization's still the same, but I'm going to show you anyway so you can get a sense. Sadly, like I said, I don't have any before shots for you. It was just kind of overwhelmed with stuff. There was just clutter. And a lot of it just needed to be sorted and put away in the proper place. I did a little bit of moving around of bins and stuff, but nothing major, so you didn't miss too much from the before and the process footage. I do apologize for that as a rookie mistake. It does not happen very often, but last week was kind of a stressful week with my husband having back surgery. I mean, it's not an excuse, but it's just, I think that's what happened is I got flustered and I just copied right over that footage, which is unfortunate. But anyway, put that aside, I'm going to take you around now. I will show you guys how I organize the garage. And then when we come back, I will talk to you about what I did that you missed. So this is what my garage looks like standing at the back door. I pulled the cars out because I was still cleaning in here and I wanted you guys to see kind of the whole picture. So I will give you a area by area tour and we'll go through everything. So I basically have my garage divided into two main storage sections. There's this storage section over here, where the garage is a little bit wider than necessary for two cars. You could actually probably store a small car in that corner, but it gives me room to store kind of bigger items. And that's why I've used organization in this way. So I've got two of those rolling storage carts from Frontgate here. And you can see I really like the roughneck storage tubs by Sterlite for my garage storage, just because they're a little bit, heftier, a little bit more capable of holding up, in, a garage. And I tend to label things. That's just how I am. But I've kind of got things grouped by type. We've got hot tub stuff on the bottom. Kind of car, things we need to access more frequently there. This is like sporting equipment, and then I've got summer stuff in those bins, more summer and outdoor things, and then down here we have like extra tiles and an extra mailbox, because sometimes they like to kill our mailbox in the winter with the plows. And then on the side here, again, you can see the Alpha Utility really coming into play now. I've got the large shelf up top where I keep all of our summertime cushions. I don't tend to put mine out till after Memorial Day because they just get too soaked with all of the rain that we get in May. But that's what I keep up there in the, off months. And then I have, kind of extra folding chairs and outdoor things and some of my sporting equipment like skates and stuff, bike rack, all that jazz kind of hanging off using the Alpha Utility accessories. This corner, those boxes actually are new mailbox pieces we're gonna have installed, so that won't be there forever. But this is a great place to store bikes because you can just park them in there that way. We've only got one bike at the moment, but got a golf area, which I actually need to go through and organize a little more specifically, but then just some extra hot tub things and hammock, an extra door, things you want to save but you don't know where else to put. They kind of go in the garage. And these rolling carts, I use one for balls, things to play with in the outdoors, and then also all of the shopping bags and things because we end up using them we use brown paper bags for building fires, and also I keep shopping bags to send people home with food after parties and stuff. So there's that. Now if we turn our attention to the other organizational section of the garage, you can see, again, I'm using the same organizational tools, including Alpha and the front gate storage carts. So I keep most of my seasonal items in those big gray tubs at the top. So that's like outdoor Christmas decorations. I keep wreaths for the holidays, different seasons and stuff. And they're all organized by category. I also have a couple of broom racks for easy access to things. I just have to that's the mudroom door. I just have to peek my head out that and I can grab a broom if I need it. These brooms over here are outdoor brooms specific. We do have this wood rack that's also from Front Gate that I had originally purchased to put outside, but we figured out that the wood was better to store inside because it stayed dry. And it happens to fit really well under that window. And then the rest over here is divided between gardening tools and then my husband's smoking accessories. So he likes to smoke meat. If you just look out that window there, you'll see his smoker right there. All of his accessories for that are on this one cart. And then basically everything else is kind of gardening related. And same over here, a lot of these things are gardening or outdoor food cooking related. As you can see, we're using that Alpha utility stuff to organize. It's really, really handy, the little different components. They have these like grabby things and little hooks and then bigger hooks, different kinds of ladder hooks, and then these, which are really great for housing hoses, housing hoses. So that's a really nice way to keep things off the ground, but also visible. Things that are hard to store, like, shovels and plant racks. Those are kind of hard to store. And it's also a nice way to keep things off the ground. And you can see we don't really keep a whole lot on the ground. If we can help it. I just find that less clutter is attracted when everything kind of has a peg on the wall or a bin to go in. And basically that's all of the storage that we have in our garage. So I started by working with the garbage because we keep our trash can and our recycling bin in here, but I'd also had piles and piles of boxes that I had saved from the holidays for my charity auction. And I didn't use them all, but I wanted to save a nice variety of sizes and shapes so I wouldn't have to buy any boxes to ship out all of those items. And that auction has, by the way, ended. It did great. I'm going to be doing a recap post about that, telling you guys the results soon. So I will touch on that in another video. But there was just a lot of boxes, and then also I had a huge pile of donations, things that I wanted to give. So what I did is I broke down all the boxes, I put them out for recycling, so that's all done. And then I also moved all of the stuff that I'm donating inside because I have a pickup scheduled for very soon, and I just wanted it to be inside so I could focus on cleaning the garage. Now normally I do keep my donation stuff in the garage, but I'm hoping now with purging a lot of things all at once that it won't accumulate so much and it won't be taking up such a large part of the garage. So those are the two main things I had to do to kind of get rid of the clutter. So the donation piles, they're in the house, but they're all sorted and bagged and they're ready to pull out for pickup. So that's all set and organized, and I'm not moving the back in the garage because, like I said, they're getting picked up. The other thing that I did was I went around to my bins and I just made sure they were still functioning properly. I made sure to put away things that hadn't put away. I just feel like in the garage things kind of tend to get kind of put in the garage but not put away as much as in my house, where I'm a little bit, you just see the things more that are out. I'm more inclined to put them away right away than in the garage, where I just feel like in the winter and stuff, you just don't want to spend a lot of time there because it's cold and things kind of get not put away. So I spent a lot of time putting things away. I rearranged bins a little bit, reorganized the top, especially because we had some piping put in over the early spring in the interior of our garage that made it, and the guys who were working, they moved the bins around. So I just had to move the bins back. But like I said, I maintained pretty much the same organization. And then my last process, so once everything was sorted and I had put away all of the things that needed to be put away, thrown away garbage and recycling, and also move the donations in the house. Then I knew I was down to what actually should be in my garage on a given basis. And that's when I knew I could clean. So every year I hire my handyman to come and power wash my garage. He does a great job. He also does my outdoor furniture. And it's just a really nice way to keep the garage clean on a yearly basis. It's something I do every spring. It's not very expensive. And it takes him just like a couple of hours, and then it looks like perfect. It's like sparkling clean. So he did that. And then I also went ahead and I cleaned, with spray and some paper towels. I went and I cleaned all of my shelves and all of the tops of the bins where just dust and kind of grime accumulates, because this is the garage. It's not part of the interior of the house. It's kind of like in between outside and inside. So it tends to get a little bit more dusty, and plus nobody really cleans in here on a regular basis, so it needed a deep clean. And those were my basic steps. It's really, really easy. It took me probably just an afternoon to kind of purge and sort the garage, and then, like I said, it took my handyman maybe like a couple of hours to power wash, but that included the outdoor furniture too. So not very time consuming. I did it all myself. I didn't need any help. My poor husband can't really help me right now anyway. There's a few bins I kind of want to rearrange, but I can't lift them by myself, and there's no rush really. I just have to wait until he's all better, but that's not a problem. He's doing really well, by the way. If you missed my post where I talked about the surgery, I'll link it for you guys. He had a discectomy. I don't know why I can't say that. And he's doing great. That's totally aside. I feel like this video is like a little bit all over the place, but I felt bad that I'd said I was going to show this and then I didn't have the footage for you. So I hope this was better than nothing. I hope it inspired you or gave you some ideas on how to tackle your own garage this spring. I do like turning my attention to the garage in the spring because it's still cool enough to work in here. We don't have a climate controlled garage, so it's cool enough for me to work in here without getting like overheated or flustered, or I don't know, when it's hot and you're working on cleaning and sorting something, it's just harder to get through it. So that's why I don't like to put it off. I like to do it right before it gets, right while it's still cool in the spring. But it's just a breath of fresh air walking in here. It's so nice and clean and airy, and everything's in its place, and there's a place for everything. So I'd love to know if you've organized or purged or cleaned your garage lately. Please let me know, and I will be back to my office purge in the following weeks. So I'll be going through how I'm purging my paper and how I'm cleaning out my craft closet and all of that. So stay tuned if you're interested, and thank you so much for watching. Bye, you guys. Take care.